Hello, my friend. Today we're going to talk about assault rifles in the game Stalker2. I'll tell you about the basic models, where to find them, where to find improvements, and how much it will cost to fully upgrade a weapon to its maximum performance. There are 9 assault rifles in total. In my video, they are listed in alphabetical order, and it's up to you to choose which one you want to use in the game. I don't think I need to show you where to find the AKM-74S. Anywhere, half of the bandits you defeat at the beginning of the game will have this assault rifle. First, let's find the coupled AKM-74 magazines. By the way, in this stash you can also find the rifle itself. However, it is a slightly different modification of the AKM-74U. In general, you need the Zaton location. Here you need to climb the ladder to the roof. There will be a lot of bandits around. Be careful. The ladder is located outside the building. On the roof, you will see electrical anomalies. You can neutralize them with a bolt. Run to the edge of the roof. There will be a backpack attached to a metal pin. Inside you will find what you are looking for. In general, the AKM-74 is useful only at the beginning of the game. I don't see any point in running around with this rifle. There are much better rifles. Next, I suggest finding a PSO-4X scope. This scope significantly increases the distance to the enemy. You can use it to familiarize yourself with the terrain at a long distance. But of course, you won't be able to shoot with an AKM-74 at that distance. From a shorter distance, you will have an excellent view of the enemy. To find the PSO-4X scope, you need to get to the main camp in the garbage location called Slag Heap. Here you can see the route of my character. You need to climb outside the building to the scrapyard. It is here that there is a single passage to the metal part of the construction crane. Follow these metal structures to the edge. There you will find a backpack hanging from the bottom and a scope inside. To get the backpack, you'll have to crouch down. This scope is also suitable for some other rifles, so if you use one of them, do not sell this scope. The rifles to which this device fits are written in the item description. You may not know it, but you can attach a silencer to the AKM-74. To do this, you need to find a building. It is on the border of the Rostock and garbage locations. You can see the location of the building on the screen. This is where we will pick up the assault rifle suppressor. First, enter the building. On the right, you will see a passage covered with boards. You need to break all these boards to move on. In the room, there will be a descent to the basement. Get ready to fight with Tushkans. There will be a lot of them. You'll have to deal with all of them so that they don't interfere. In the basement, you will see a broken wall and an underground passage. This passage will lead you to the basement of another building. Here you will find a lot of interesting things. You can explore the room on your own. Today we are only interested in the assault rifle suppressor. Go to the next room in the basement. Here you will see shelves. On the top shelf is an AKM-74 assault rifle. Pick it up. It is destroyed, but the most interesting thing is that it has a silencer. You can take off the silencer and throw away the unnecessary assault rifle. And that's not all. Next, we will find an underbarrel grenade launcher. You'll find it in the cement factory location. Go to the intercom tower. In the building, you will find a safe that is locked with a combination lock. I won't bore you with the logic of finding the code. Just know that the code to this safe is 030794. Inside, you will find a basic GP37 underbarrel grenade launcher. I can't say that it's a very useful item, but there are some cases in the game when its presence greatly simplifies life. Now let's put on all the additional elements that we have put on our assault rifle and see how it will look like after that. Let me remind you that we have coupled AKM-74 magazines, PSO-4X scope, assault rifle suppressor, and GP37 underbarrel grenade launcher. In fact, you can find other items for the assault rifle, but these are the ones that I think are best suited. The only doubt can be caused by the coupled AKM-74 magazines. Some people might want to put on a larger magazine instead. Everyone has their own opinion. Improvements to the AKM-74 do not cost much. However, we should not expect a significant increase in the quality of the rifle either, although the overall parameters will increase and the rifle can already be used effectively. In total, you will spend 3,600 coupons for the upgrade. I don't recommend it unless you are a fan of classic slot machines. If you like this particular rifle, it's your choice. And we're moving on to the next assault rifle. The next assault rifle we're going to look at is called the AR416. First, I'll show you where you can find it. You need the Malachite location. Of course, at the beginning of the game, it's not so easy to get here, but it's possible if you want to. There is a room with a lot of different treasures. The room is locked with a combination lock. The code itself can be found very quickly. You see numbers written on the fence on each post. This is the code you need. You can find it yourself or memorize it from my video. The code consists of 7 digits. It is 1287975. Stash is located here nearby. You need to find a metal ladder. It's on the other side of the fence. Use the ladder to climb to the platform where the room will be locked. Here you enter the required code and the door to the room will open. You can examine the cache yourself and take everything you need. In this video, we are only interested in the AR416 assault rifle. It is lying on a metal rack. Please note that the rifle already has a holographic sight attached to it. You can keep it, of course, but I suggest you find a better one. It will increase the distance by 4 times. An upgraded scope can only be bought from a vendor. It's not available in open-world caches. You need a Yaniv station. In the video, I show you the way to the right vendor. You enter the building, turn left into the archway, and there's a doorway along the diagonal of this room. There sits a rec vendor from whom you can buy an AKOG 4-way scope. This scope is much better, and if you plan to use the AR416, I advise you to buy this scope. Of course, if you're not too lazy to run to Yaniv station. Next, you need to find an improved magazine for this weapon. It's called the high-capacity AR416 system magazine. To get it, you need to come to the chemical plant location. There is a soldier base here. To enter their territory, you must either be in league with the soldiers or enter the territory illegally and unnoticed. In the early stages of the game, you will be able to pass the post at the entrance. You'll be warned that you can't go any further, but you'll ignore the advice and go on. Of course, if you're spotted inside, the shooting will start. So be careful. In the later stages of the game, you will have to fight your way to the place. In the video, I show you the way to the stash. It is located on the roof of one of the buildings. To get a silencer, you need to come to Pripyat. Here, you can buy the assault rifle silencer from the merchant Bison for 9,000. I left a link in the description to get to Pripyat at an early stage of the game. Think carefully about whether you need a silencer and whether it's worth running so far and paying such crazy money for it. It has almost no practical use in the game. All that remains is to find, or rather buy, an underbarrel grenade launcher. It's called the 203 underbarrel grenade launcher. You can buy it at the Rostock location from the seller Eugene. It also costs a lot. If you want to equip this underbarrel grenade launcher, you will have to pay 1,800. It's an expensive treat and of no practical use, just for the pleasure of shooting a grenade launcher from time to time. We put everything we had gathered on the rifle. Let me remind you that the high-capacity AR416 system magazine and AKOG 4X scope are the most useful items here. Everything else can be added at will. The assault rifle silencer and 203 underbarrel grenade launcher are not useful when using this weapon, although a shot from the underbarrel grenade launcher looks quite impressive. Now let's make the maximum possible improvement of the AR416. There are quite a few possibilities here, but again, use it only if you plan to run with the AR416 for a long time. Otherwise, you won't need it all. I'm just showing it as a possibility so that you understand how much this pleasure costs and what kind of boost it gives. And the upgrade costs 20,900 coupons. That's a decent amount of money. Am I the only one who thinks it's not worth it? Let's move on to the next rifle. The next assault rifle we're going to look at is called the AS Lavina. To find it, you need to get to the burnt forest location. Here, at the edge of the location, you will find a power pole. Below the pole, you'll find a bag with supplies, and next to it, you'll see the AS Lavina. Take the rifle and the ammo for it. For information on how to find a site for the AS Lavina, see the section on the AKM-74. There I showed you how to find a PSO-4X scope. It fits this rifle. As for the useful stuff for this rifle, I advise you to find the high-capacity AS Lavina magazine. It is also located in the burnt forest location, but in a slightly different place. This is a location with tanks around, which there are a lot of thermal anomalies. You'll need first aid kits, or as much thermal protection on your suit as possible. You can see the location of the stash on the screen. The bag with supplies is located between the tanks, but on the side where you can reach it, it is covered with a board. Therefore, you need to run to the place where the stash is located. Throw a grenade from the other side to move the plate, and only then you can take what is inside. Take the enlarged magazine to the machine gun and run away from here, because the location does a lot of damage. Now we can put on the additional devices we found for the AS Lavina. Let me remind you that we only have an improved sight and an enlarged magazine, which will increase the number of rounds from 20 to 30. In fact, nothing more is needed for the weapon. But then you can upgrade the rifle further, but you need to find 2 flash drives with drawings. First, let's find a flash drive that will allow you to install adjusted bolt locking lugs. This flash drive will unlock the improvement only for AS Lavina. You need the burnt forest location, or rather the swinery location. There will be bandits running around. Deal with them. Now you need to climb to the roof. At the end of the building, there is a pile of wooden boxes that will help you do this. On the roof, move to the dip. You will see a backpack. This is the stash you need. But it's not that simple. You can't get the backpack from the place where you see it. You need to go even further. On the edge of the building, you will see a board. This is the bridge that will lead you to the stash. Take the flash drive and let's go find another one. Next, you need to go to the AR416 factory location, which is located on the border of chemical plant and Rostock. Here you need to climb to the roof using metal ladders that are located outside the building. Look carefully at the location of my character on the map. This is the shortest way. Unfortunately, I filmed this video when it was night in the game, and that's why the visibility is so poor. I was so immersed in the gameplay that I completely forgot that I was recording, and the darkness would interfere with my vision. But I hope you find the right stash. Everything is simple. Go from ladder to ladder on the roof, and eventually you will reach the last roof where the chest is located. There will be a lot of heat anomalies around you that will deal significant damage, so move quickly. Finally, on the last roof, in the corner, we find the stash and the necessary flash drive inside. Now you can improve AS Lavina. The price of all the upgrades frankly surprised me. This is a mid-level weapon, and there is no advantage in upgrading it to the maximum and running with this particular rifle. Honestly, I'm waiting to see how much it will cost to upgrade the top rifles. This particular rifle will cost 65,000 coupons to upgrade to the maximum. I will make improvements for the video and upload the save for this action. It's a waste of money. Let's move on to the next assault rifle. As a reminder, the rifles in today's video are listed in alphabetical order. That's why, almost in the middle of the video, we're going to review one of the best assault rifles in the game. We are talking about the Dnipro. First, let me show you the place where you can find it. You need the red forest location. You can see on the screen where my character is. First, let's go to the dugout. There is only one zombie inside, and behind him on the table is a key. This key will open the entrance to the building next door. Now run to this building. After opening the door, you will jump down and there will be no turning back. You will find a narrow corridor with a lot of zombies in front of you. Guess on the first try what you have to do with them. And these are not the last enemies in this building, so be careful. You need to find a ladder in the room earlier and climb up. Here you will be met by another group of zombies. They are slow, but they shoot actively. Deal with them and press the red button on the table. This action will open the door below so you can go further. Go downstairs and go further through the opened door. You will see a narrow and dark corridor again. And at the end of the corridor is a controller. There is no choice, you have to neutralize this mutant. Take out your shotgun and show him who's boss. After that, you'll find a Dnipro assault rifle in the room. As for the magazine for the rifle, there are 2 options. The first option is to find a high-capacity AKM-74 magazine. It fits the Dnipro rifle. Instead of the standard 30 rounds, you will have an enlarged magazine for 45 rounds. The stash with this magazine is located in the lesser zone location. You are here for the story and most likely already picked up this magazine, so you can look for it in your warehouse or backpack. Another option is to get coupled Dnipro magazines. You'll have 2 30-round magazines with super fast swaps between them. This option requires more actions from you. First, you need to find a character in the cooling tower's location called Father Valerian. He is located in one of the boats on the water. You will find him during active combat. He will be fighting off a crowd of zombies. A sniper rifle is ideal for this task. Unfortunately, I didn't bring it with me, so I had to hunt for zombies for a very long time, wait for them to get closer, and then shoot them. When you and Father Valerian have fought off all the zombies, you can talk to Valerian. He will tell you a sad story. Those who played the first part of the Stalker should remember this character. As a result, you'll get a map to the location of Father Valerian's stash. That's where coupled Dnipro magazines is located. All you have to do is run to that place. The stash is not so far away, in the cooling tower's location. You'll find the place by the mark on the map, so I won't dwell on it. Now you need to choose which rifle magazine suits you best. Now let's put our rifle back together. First, I put on the magazine. In my case, it is a coupled Dnipro magazines. You can choose a high-capacity AKM-74 magazine. It's up to you. Next, I put on the AKOG-4X scope, which I told you about earlier when we reviewed the AR416 rifle. Next, I put on the assault rifle suppressor, where I told you where to find it when we reviewed the AKM-74 rifle. Next, to maximize the Dnipro, you need to find some drawings on the flash drives. First, find the caliber conversation. Note that this upgrade will increase damage, but it will change the caliber and make it harder to buy ammo for the rifle. Therefore, make this change only if you know for sure that it will benefit you. You can find this flash drive in the Pripyat location. You can see the location on the screen. You need to run into the building, where the bloodsucker will meet you. Behind the cabinets is a chest. Inside it is a flash drive with the upgrade you need. Now you need to visit the Yaniv location. Here we will find extra barrel rifling. You see an upside-down wagon. On the side, there is a metal door that lies horizontally. You can use it to jump onto the upside-down wagon and then get inside. Here you will find a bag with a flash drive with the desired upgrade inside. Now, we are going to improve the Dnipro assault rifle. I expected it to be expensive, but I didn't expect the amount to be so high. I can definitely say that you definitely don't need to upgrade all the parameters completely, even if you play with this weapon until the end of the game. It costs an insane 147,000 coupons. It's just incredible money, considering the complex economy in the game. I had to record the video of upgrading the weapon twice, because I simply didn't have enough money. I wonder if this is the maximum amount, or if there will be more weapons that will surpass this figure. Let's move on. The next rifle we're going to look at is called the Fora-221. There are many places where you can find it. I'll show you the most interesting place. And it's simple. We'll look for the stash in the Zaton location among the anomalous claw location field. You can also pick up a gravity artifact here. This will improve your financial situation a bit. There is a cave here. To get to it, you need to cross the bridge and jump into the cave. Everything is quite simple. Inside the cave, you will find 2 gravitational anomalies. Disarm them with the bolt and move on. Next, you'll find a stash with an intact Fora-221 lying next to it. Also take the ammo, first aid kits, and everything inside the bag. Next, go look for additional devices for this machine gun. The most important thing is to find a magazine for the rifle. It is called High Capacity Fora-221 and Kharod magazine. The name implies that it is also suitable for Kharod assault rifle. Zaton location. At the bottom of the map, you can find a side activity. There is nothing special to do here. Go to the building and talk to the stalker inside. He will ask you for some coordinates. You can either tell him and get an artifact as a reward, or deal with the stalker with a weapon. In any case, you need to access the stash behind him. It is in this bag that the enlarged magazine we are looking for will be located. Take it, and I'll tell you what else you can add to the Fora-221 assault rifle. There is nothing else to add from the important stuff. Of course, the AKOG-4X scope and assault rifle silencer are also useful. Both of these devices can be purchased from a vendor. I showed you where to look for an improved scope and silencer when I talked about the AR416. There you will also find all other sights that can be mounted on the Fora-221. Now let's move on to improving the rifle. To be honest, I didn't notice much of a difference after the upgrade. These are minor changes that won't affect the gameplay experience in any way. This is a mid-level rifle, so it's unlikely that you'll be running around with it the whole game, and there's absolutely no point in upgrading it. But it's up to you. If you like this particular assault rifle, you can upgrade it as much as possible for a fairly modest price. You will have to pay almost 42,000 coupons. No additional drawings or flash drives are required for the upgrade. Again, you will surprise me if you choose this rifle as your main weapon in the game. Let's go see what other rifles we have in the game. Next, we have the mid-range GP37 rifle. I will show you the place where you can find both the rifle and the high-capacity GP37 magazine. You need to go to the very unpleasant Swamps location and find the Old Church location. You will be doing a story quest here, so if you want, you can wait for the story and only then open the stash, which I will show you now. There is a locked room in the building, but if you go around the side of the room, you'll see a crack in the wall. Climb on the shelves next to it and you can shoot through the crack to the board that closes the door. Now the entrance to the room is free. In the room on the table, you will find an upgraded magazine for the rifle and a GP37 in a whole and intact condition. Then there is an interesting option. If you go to the Malachite location, you will find a seller named Victoria Dorozhnyuk. You can buy an underbarrel shotgun from her. It's called the Hallmaker L. And in the second slot, you can put a sniper rifle. If this option doesn't suit you, you can buy a 203 underbarrel grenade launcher and install a conventional underbarrel grenade launcher. I told you where to buy it in the description of the AR416. Also in the section on the AR416, there is information on where to buy the assault rifle silencer. It should be noted that in order to put on the improved sight, you need to first install a special upgrade on your weapon. This upgrade will remove the standard GP37 sight, and instead, you will get a frame on which you can put any sight you want. The best one in my opinion is the AKOG-4X scope. To find out where you can find it, I also recommend checking out the section on the AR416 rifle. Let's move on to the final stage of the GP37 rifle review. We're going to upgrade it as much as possible. What can I say? It's a very simple rifle with almost no special advantages. The only interesting thing is the decision to mount the shotgun in the underbarrel area. But it has its drawbacks as well. In general, a full upgrade costs 30,000 coupons. And looking at the previous rifles, it's clear that this assault rifle is unlikely to ever take the top spot among fans of the game. Let's move on. Okay, next on the list is the Grom S14 assault rifle. I'll show you where to find it, along with the high-capacity Grom S14 magazine. To do this, you need to go to the chemical plant and find the Bloodsucker Village location. Here you need to complete an additional quest. At the top of one of the buildings is a stalker asking for help. He will tell you that he was driven there by a terrible mutant. The stalker will ask you to kill this monster. As soon as you agree, the mutant will run to you. And if, based on the name of the location, you thought it would be Bloodsucker, you're wrong. You will have to fight not just anyone, but Pseudo-Giant. Get ready to run a lot and shoot your enemy with a shotgun if possible. When you win, the rescued stalker will share the stash coordinates with you. It is located under a wooden bridge. You can see the location on the map. Go there and find the backpack. Inside you will find an intact Grom S14 assault rifle and an upgraded magazine. An interesting quest, an interesting fight with a mutant, and a nice reward. It's worth noting that the underbarrel grenade launcher is already built into this rifle. You don't have to look for it separately. Additionally, you can find an improved scope. I recommend the AKOG-4X scope. See the section on the AR416 assault rifle for information on where to find this scope. Also, the Grom S14 can be fitted with an assault rifle suppressor. I described this suppressor in the section on the AKM-74. Once you have found everything you need, you can assemble the assault rifle to its fullest potential. Before you can upgrade your assault rifle to the maximum, you need to find a flash drive with a special blueprint called rubber stock. It is only suitable for the Grom S14. It is located at the cooling tower's location. Here you need to go to the south cooling tower. Be careful, there is a poltergeist flying around, so you need to deal with it so that it does not interfere, and then look for the way to the stash. You need to go to a concrete surface that is hidden underwater. Be careful here, because you can fall into a hole at the edge of the concrete surface, and then start all over again. From the concrete platform, you need to jump to the edge of the metal garage. There will be a gap in the roof. Jump over it, and then you can get to the stash. As a result, we have this assault rifle. the upgrades for money did not provide any incredible boost. In terms of use, the Grom S14 may seem like an incredibly good choice at the beginning of the game, but very quickly the gameplay makes you pay attention to better options. It's a good mid-range for a certain period of the game, so it's definitely not worth the money to upgrade it. A full upgrade will cost you almost 75,000 coupons. Although the name of the rifle is quite formidable, this is an option to play around with and move on to something more interesting and useful. Which is what we're going to do now, because the next assault rifle in our review is the Kharod. First, you need to find the Kharod assault rifle, and I'll show you the place where it is lying in perfect working order and undamaged. You need to come to the Jupiter location. You can do it anytime. Just use my guide on how to get to Pripyat without a pass. Here you need to climb on the garage in the garage cooperative. There's a car on the side that will help you do this. Then, run to the dip on the roof. You'll go down, and in the next garage, you'll find a stash under the car's rolling pin, and next to it, a new Kharod. We immediately start assembling all the components, because you've already seen how to find them before. I have shown you the high-capacity Fora-221 and Kharod magazine in the section on the Fora-221 assault rifle. You can see an improved sight in the section on the AR416 assault rifle. It is called AKOG-4X scope. There you will also find all the information you need about the silencer. The assault rifle silencer is the perfect choice for the Kharod rifle. You can install either a 203 underbarrel grenade launcher or an underbarrel shotgun in the underbarrel. To do this, you will need a holemaker L. I described both underbarrel devices in the section on the GP37 assault rifle. Before you can improve Kharod, you need to find a few blueprints on your flash drive that will help you do so. The first one is counterweight. To find this flash drive, you need to get to the cordon location. Here, on the edge of the lesser zone, you can find a stash hidden behind wooden crates near the checkpoint. In front of the crates, disarm the tripwire to avoid getting blown up by a grenade. Take the blueprints, and then we'll find another one. Next is a rather difficult stash. You need to find rubber coating at the bottom of a large canyon. This canyon has many chemical anomalies and mutants. On the map, I will show you the place where you can find the entrance to this canyon through an underground tunnel. You just have to run forward and ignore everything that is happening around you. When the tunnel ends and the canyon space begins, the air here is poisonous with a chemical anomaly. That's why you need to run fast. Use the first aid kit from time to time to heal yourself. If you forget about the health bar, you can easily die. Stash is located on a large stone. There is a stalker lying next to it, with a bag next to it. In this bag, you will find the flash drive you need. Grab it and run back the way you came here. We are making the maximum upgrade of the Kharod assault rifle. Are you also wondering how much it will cost? Kharod is considered the top assault rifle in the game, so the price will probably be huge. Let me remind you that, in order to upgrade the Dnipro assault rifle, we had to spend 147,000 coupons. But the price for Kharod is almost the same. It is only symbolically inferior, because you will have to pay 141,500 coupons. This is a huge amount of money, and even for a top-of-the-line rifle, the price does not justify itself. I advise you to make a few initial improvements, and that's it. A full upgrade would be unnecessary. There is one assault rifle left. It's called the VS Vintar. In the video, I'll show you the place where you can find it, but Chimera is waiting for you there. If you are ready to fight this mutant, then welcome. In the Zaton location, there is a tunnel near where Chimera runs. After you win, you can enter the tunnel and collect your reward. This is a new, undamaged, and 100% intact VS Vintar assault rifle. You need to find a high-capacity VS Vintar magazine. That's all you can put on this rifle. To find the upgraded magazine, you need to go to the swamps location. You can see on the map where the place with the stash is located. Although there is a swamp and water around, there is a path from island to island that you can use to get to the point. In the bag near the tree, you will find an upgraded magazine to VS Vintar. This rifle does not come with a silencer or a bolt carrier. The scope is already installed. You can, of course, look for an even longer 8x scope and install it with the help of modifications, but it's just a waste of time and money. you won't be able to shoot accurately at that distance. That's why the VS Vintar assault rifle is equipped with an improved magazine. To improve VS Vintar to the maximum, you need to find 2 special flash drives with drawings. The first one is adjusted bolt locking lugs. This flash drive is located in swamps. You'll have to go to the Clear Sky base location. I warn you right away that the path there is very difficult. Not only is the terrain such that there is water everywhere, and it is difficult to make a path, you will also have a map covered in fog in this area. You will definitely find yourself in this area in the story. During a story visit here, you will be caught in a emission. You'll need to run to the cellar, hide in it, and wait for the emission end. Then you can come out and get the flash drive. The stash with the flash drive is in the house. The door is closed. You need to shoot the board holding the door through the window. After that, you can go inside and pick up the blueprints. Fortunately, the second flash drive with the blueprint is much easier to get. To find the return mechanism sleeve tightener, you need to go to the port cranes in the Zaton location. There's a bag on a wooden pallet in one of the buildings on the 2nd floor. This is the stash you're looking for. Look inside and take the flash drive with the desired blueprint. Now you have everything you need. You can go and improve VS Vintar to the maximum. Let's go improve the assault rifle. Although, I seriously doubt that anyone will watch this video this far, especially since the VS Vintar is almost a useless rifle in the game. But nevertheless, its full upgrade will cost 26,600 coupons. A modest amount, just like the rifle itself. This is the end of my video. If you found it useful, please like and subscribe to the channel. I also recommend watching my other video, where I organized a full-fledged tournament between mutants in the game. See you soon, my friend.